Another perfect park up last night. Just by the side of this road. Not a car, a tractor, a van, anything went past from 8 p.m. and it's now 10 past 8 in the morning. Look at this. We can't complain about that, can we? Not for a second. On this trip, we got really, really lucky. I think we found some of the best park-ups ever. We've been spoilt. We've not been able to find a fault with any of them. Quiet, peaceful, undisturbed. I don't know how many other words I can use, really. Bit murky this morning. Dampness in the air. But amazing views again. Over there in the distance, not too far distant, we've got visitors again. You might remember a few videos back, we had some horses come to visit us. Well, it looks like we might get more visitors this time. These are all beauties. Don't know whether they're going to come any closer or not. It looks like they might. Some youngsters as well amongst them. These are beautiful, aren't they? You nervous? Hello? Hello? I don't think we've got anything for breakfast for you. The cupboards are nearly bare. Wonder if this is going to become a theme, that we get a visit from horses or ponies during our trips away. We've not even been to the New Forest yet. Right, I think it's time to go and make a cup of coffee. Well, I said they were getting closer. Get in. Hello, can we help you? I told you we didn't have anything for breakfast. You just keep circling us, don't you? here through the gap.
So we've been away for, what have we been away for now?
8 nights.
8 nights. Just checking the batteries, and there everything's working fine. We've still got a little bit of power going into it. It's only 9 o'clock on a sort of dismal grey day at the moment. But the batteries have powered the fridge and all the lights and charged cameras and phones and everything up for that length of time. So yes, I mean we're thinking that the system we've got is really good. We're quite happy with it anyway. As I say, it's a dismal morning. There's 7 watts going in at the moment and charging the batteries up. Now the fridge is just kicked out. It's pushing in a bit more into the battery. Over the last few days we've got quite a few watt hours going in. If you scroll across, obviously depending on the sun, but yeah.
And this is when, before we went away, when it was just
Ticking
on the
over.
drive and ticking over, so you can see the difference.
Because that was when the batteries was full.
Yeah, they were on float, weren't they?
Yeah, there was no draw, so it was just keeping it maintained. But as soon as we started putting demand on, like putting the fridge on and things, obviously it all started shooting up and using the solar power.
So,
We haven't got a split charger attached at the moment because I wasn't sure that the split charger we had was doing its job properly. So we need to sort that out. But at the moment, we're solely relying on solar power, and it's doing a good job. It's doing its job. It's working well for us.
I mean, I've just clicking on the history for yesterday. I can't read it upside down, but
I can't read it. I haven't got my glasses, but I think it was. If I remember rightly, it was all on putting it into the battery. It was all on bulk. Stop wagging your tail and playing the drums. So it was all going straight to the battery. There was no sort of higher levels. As the day progresses, obviously the sun will come up a bit higher, and we'll get a bit more power. But we got 8 watts now.
Stop it. Yes.
And the battery's gone up to 11.88 volts. So that's the leisure battery bank. So we're fine.
We've got one dog drumming. We've got one dog trying to push the phone out of my hand.
They just want to get in on the act.
Just told you, not in this video. Not this bit anyway.
We are now.
You're the star, are you? You're the star. Yes. You think you are, don't you? But it's not. Tor and Rum are the stars. You're just the bit parts. No.
So where are we? We're at Pendragon Castle, which is a 12th century Norman keep with a 14th century guard-rope turret.
So at yesterday's castle, the guardians were cows, and the guardians of Pendragon are sheep.
There is an easier way in.
I think there was. Unless they were very short people back in the day. It's an impressive structure. A bit more remaining of this one than the one that we visited in the last video. And go up a bit higher and you will see on the drone shots the views. We'll walk back in there. Somehow I don't think the steps are original, but well, in fact, joking, we know they're not original. Oh, let's go this way first. Remains of some steps. Obviously going up, you can see, and round again. But we'll go back. Can't go up high there because there's not much left. You shouldn't be climbing on the walls. I get the appeal of looking around old abandoned buildings from the old mills and all that kind of thing, and abandoned hotels, urbexing, but that doesn't appeal like looking around this kind of place. Again, as Keith was saying, it's fascinating how they get the curve going. Oh, how they got the curve. And again, I said on the recent video where we're at the Abbey, wouldn't it be brilliant to go back in time and see this being constructed, and the people who worked on it, and the people who lived here. They had commanding views, they're on a hill. They had the river, or they've got the river, and down at the bottom of this hill, around that side. I'm not sure, I'll have to check the history, but I think there was a moat built all around from something in the back of my mind. We'll check that out and tell you properly. So this is more accessible than the castle we've visited in the last video. And it does get a lot more visitors because it is actually roadside. So this is Pendragon Castle. So now what?
Coffee.
Food?
And food. Breakfast.
Or brunch?
Oh, it is 10:15, so it might still be breakfast.
Might still be breakfast.
It's Saturday.
Yeah. Thank you for allowing us to have a look around. Sorry we disturbed you. I don't want to worry you, but we did buy some lamb chops yesterday. I don't think you're bothered though, are you? We were just driving along and we thought we'd check for geocaches because we saw a post box and a phone box close together, and that's a series of caches around the country called a fine pair, but there wasn't one. But there was one close by called Greysdale Crossing, which crosses the Settle-Carlisle railway, and there's an interesting story to it. We'll try and find the geocache first, and then we'll tell you a little bit about the history of this bridge.
Step out in style with Kate and Slate.
Nice old post box here. Private box, no collections. Oh, it's a George VI post box. But that's not what we're here to see.
So while we're crossing the bridge, we might as well tell you a bit about it. This bridge is a plate girder footbridge, and it's the only one on the Settle-Carlisle railway, and it was built in 1936 to replace the old wooden footbridge. And in 1910, Christmas Eve 1910, the Scotch Express, which was the London St Pancras to Glasgow sleeper, was wrecked near here and resulting in 12 deaths. So a bit of history to the line. There's another death down there. A sheep has got on the line and been hit by the look of it. The trains are so few and far between, it's a bit unlucky.
So the Scots Guardman train that you might have seen in our video recently would have thundered along here, because this is the line, the same line. One day we will do that train ride, because apparently it's one of, well, not apparently, it is one of the best train journeys in the country. So let's go and find this cache.
I think it might be under there.
And there it is.
You did bring a pen, didn't you?
The number of times we haven't. So there's a nice little bit of personal history to the person who placed this cache here as well, and this bridge.
Yeah, his grandfather used to walk over the original wooden bridge, twice a day from Greysdale to attend London school back in the Edwardian times. So he's placed this cache, bit of his family history, also a bit of history about the bridge itself, and also this section of the track. So it all happens in this part of the world.
And again, I know we say it time and again, but that's what we like about geocaching. It takes you to some interesting places where you can learn a bit, rather than just, you're not just going to find a box, are you? Sometimes
No.
you're finding a little bit of history. I mean, we'd have driven past and not known about this.
Yeah. Certainly does take you to some nice parts of the world as well.
What would be nice now is a train came past. But
I think you meant that coffee.
yeah, and a coffee. What did I say about I wanted a train? Okay, it's not a steam train this time. And we even got a toot.
We finally got that coffee.
12. Yeah, finally got it.
And
Well, I'm getting greedy, so I've got bacon and sausage.
and chips.
Fat chips.
Fat chips in beef dripping.
Beef dripping.
I've just got a bacon sandwich and chips and coffee.
So, bit of a change of plan. We're heading home, hence why we're treating ourselves. You would say you're always treating yourselves. We're heading home because we've got things we need to do at home, and then Keith's back at work in a couple of days. So the weather's changed a little bit anyway. Not that that bothers us, but yeah. So I think it's going to be get home, light the fire, do a bit of sorting out.
So we're back home, and people often ask us what we get to the gallon out of the Renault Master. Well, we've just got back home, back into Nottingham, and we've done 30.5 miles to the gallon on that trip, which I don't think is too bad. Most of it is up and down narrow country lanes around the Trough of Bowlen and the Yorkshire Dales. So overall, I think that's a reasonable mileage. A lot of people say they get a lot less than that, so I'm quite happy with 30.5 miles to the gallon. It has been a bit higher. It was higher going up, obviously, up on the fast roads and the motorway and things, and then obviously tailed off down throughout the week. But 30.5 miles to the gallon is what we've got on this trip.
So that's it. We're home. Bit of a journey back. We stopped in Bakewell to pick the Land Rover up. So we've driven both cars, well, both the van and the Landy back. And now we're home. And autumn season's kicked in for us because first fire of the season.
And we're home, so we're treating ourselves to pizzas from the Chippy.
And then nicest pizzas going. We've had a soak in the bath.
Cool.
Highlights of the holiday?
I don't know, they're all very good. All sorts. Swimming.
I think I enjoyed the swimming.
Although it was cold, but it was refreshing. Swimming in the waterfall at Dent. What else?
Going in the cave, that was good.
Exploring the cave, yeah. Everything. Really enjoyed the week.
Yes, it's been a really good week.
Yeah.
So that's it. Thank you. Hope you've enjoyed this trip. And we'll start planning some more, I suppose, won't we?
We will. Bye. Tired dogs.